Alright, well I got a couple requests on how I keep my low beams on with my high beams, and it's actually quite simple. I ordered a sport headlights for my truck, and they did come with this conversion harness. I can't remember how much I paid for the headlights and the harness together. It's been a couple years now. But on this truck it's a 98, and the 98s, when you turn the high beams on, the low beams automatically shut off. 99s, my brother did the same thing, only he got headlights out of a junkyard and I made him the conversion harness. But on the 99, on his 99, the low beams stay on with the high beams. So this is irrelevant for those of you, well, I can't say all of you, but some of you at least. It's probably going to be irrelevant. But the 98s, the low beams work pretty good, but before I did this with the high beams, it was just this bulb right here. And as you can see, it's not a whole lot of real estate as far as the reflector cup goes. So I got some okay light downrange, but close range, I didn't have hardly anything for light. It was actually, I just drove with the low beams on until I did this because it was that bad. But all I did was I tapped in, where is it? I can't remember which wire's which, but I tapped into the high beam wire coming out of this harness right here, and I run that to the relay and hooked it to the activation pin. Then obviously I got my power in, ground, and power out. There's well, that particular relay is a 5-pin, but the 5th pin's not used for anything. Then I took the power out and ran that to the low beam. So when I turn the high beams on, it kicks the relay on and keeps the low beams on. Now on this one, I've changed out this end because I wanted to run power to both filaments when the high beams were on. For some reason I didn't do the high beam bulb, which I probably should. Well, actually I don't know. I'm planning on putting a set of Morimoto HID projectors in here. Whether it be with these sport headlight housings or different ones, I don't know yet. But I'm going to go to a projector setup because these headlights aren't that great. And anyways, that's what I was saying. So yeah, ran the trigger wire from the high beam, tapped in the high beams for the trigger wire, ran the power out to the low beams, then I ran power over the passenger side so it can power the low beam on that side, and that's pretty much it. Now if you're thinking about doing this, I think I maybe got $30 into mine, but that's buying 2, maybe 4 of these. I can't remember if I bought 4. I might have, but I don't know for sure. And I had a spare relay, some crimp connectors, and wire. So it really ain't bad if you're doing it. If you're just going to use your single bulb headlights, I would highly advise buying 2 of these connectors offline. I can't remember where you could get them from, but I know you can buy these online. And then go to your local auto parts store or whatever, or you can buy these online as well. These aren't much. These, I know my local auto parts store carries them, but this is something that I would have to order online. But I would get these, hook them together, and then that way when you're doing your splicing for your relay, you're messing with a pigtail you made versus the factory harness. Plus, the factory harness, that's about all I got on mine. It doesn't even come up past the top of the battery. And as you can tell, I got the battery right here. Washer bottle's right there, and there really isn't a whole lot of room to get in here and work. which, you know, that poses a big problem. So that's why I would advise making a little pigtail harness, which doing it that way really wouldn't be bad. I mean, it's just a couple connections. You just have to make sure that you test, find out which wire goes to which bulb or which part of the filament, you know, whether it be high beam or low beam, and then just hook it up accordingly. Let's see. I would advise also probably to put a diode on the wire heading out of the headlight switch. So the wire that comes to power your headlights, it'd probably be a good idea to put a diode on there. That way you're not getting max battery power going right back into your headlight switch. I don't know if it's just this truck or if it's because I've done this and I haven't put a diode in yet, but this thing seems to like to eat headlight switches. It's got the old style, just to pull out twist knob. I don't got a problem with it. It's easy to change, they're cheap. But I've put 2, maybe 3 headlight switches in this since 2013. So getting a year and a half to 2 years out of a headlight switch, which is not good. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that's basically it. It's real simple to do. Plus, doing it this way is actually really cheap. I was looking at a bright box for this, which does the same thing that this does. For just the headlights alone, it was, let's see, there was 2 different kits I could get. There was one for the headlights alone, and headlights and fog lights. The one for the headlights, I think it was $70. I can't tell you for sure, it's been a couple years since I've looked into it. And the one with the fog lights, that was, no, I think it was about $100 for the headlights and about $150 for the headlights and fog lights. So you're gonna put down a chunk of change for the bright box, and I mean, granted, it's gonna look real clean and professional, but if you're halfway decent with wiring, you can make this look good. Me personally, I prefer to use the uninsulated crimp connectors and heat shrink tubing. That way, like that for instance, you get a lot cleaner connection and you can seal it up a lot better. So yeah, hopefully you guys find this video helpful. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to comment. I usually am pretty good about getting back on the comments. Sometimes I may take a little bit, but I mean, eventually I will get around to it. It's not like it's going to be weeks or months. Maybe a day at most, I'd say. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you like the videos, go ahead, like them. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. There should be some good information in there for some of you Dodge guys. Let's see, what else do I got? I've already done a video on the fog lights. That one seems like a lot of people like it. Seems to help them out a lot. What else? I know I've got miscellaneous videos on this thing here and there. I can't remember off the top of my head all the content, but yeah, check those out. Feel free to like, comment. I'll get back to you on that if you do. And hope this was helpful. Have a good one.